Good evening, boys and girls. It's time for another exciting adventure of Uncle John's bedtime stories. Very, very, very far away, farther than anyone has ever been, is a place that no one has seen until today. Because today, the adventure begins. How does the adventure begin? Rudy! Rudy has arrived. Rudy wears the cape, and that's all. The end. We're reading a bunch of short stories today. I hope you like short stories. We should be kind to short stories, by the way. It's not their fault they're not as tall as the other ones. Jimmy the Greek said, "Don't touch that or I'll cut off your arm." The little boy said, "Okay," and walked away from the jelly beans. This made his mother very angry. Very, very angry. That's when the gills appeared on her neck. Was she a fish woman, boys and girls? I want to meet that lady. "They're so wonderful, and you have so many," said Tamitha as she stepped into the bakery. "Yes, little girl," said the big fat man behind the counter with pastry on his face. "Would you care to have some?" And he threw a bagel at her. It hit her really hard, right in the eye. This made her cry. She ran out crying, holding her eye, the bagel laying there on the floor. Suddenly, from out of the corner, appeared Muama. Muama was a snake-like creature who used to slither on the floor and grab the bagels that had been left there by the children who'd been hit in the face by the baker. Doesn't that give you just pleasant thoughts before you go to bed, boys and girls? Just thinking about a bakery somewhere where the baker throws bagels at little children and hits them in the eyes, and then this creature called a Moana comes slithering out and eats those bagels? Oh, this one has directions for us to say it with special voices.
"You want me to give you one of my special scales?"
The end. That was a weird one. What good does it do us if we fall down every time we get up? Stay laying down. Give up. It's not worth it. Here's another one with some directions for us to use our voice in special ways. "I've been waiting for you," said the little old lady. "Really?" said Part. "Yes!" There's also directions on how to move your body. Bart said, and kicked her right in the eye. He had some skills. I wonder how tall she was, boys and girls. That's the end of that short story, too. Oh, this is a longer one. Did you hear that sound, boys and girls? Sounds like children screaming. "I can't remember the last time I ate this," said the little boy, sitting at his dinner table with 800 family members. Nobody answered. It must have been very discouraging to be at a family member table with 800 family members and not one person responds to you. But he didn't care, because all of his family members were actually deceased. Did I mention that this is a special adventure? It's more macabre this time because it's the season of Halloween. I don't like those. "Charlie, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie," screamed the little guy at the other little guy. The other little guy looked at the other little guy and said, "My name is Chuck." The other little guy laughed. He said, "Your name is Charlie." He said, "No, it's not. My name is Chuck." Suddenly, a car drove by. As it did, the man driving rolled down the window and screamed, "What's up, Chuck?" The other little boy was mortified. He'd been calling him Charlie all these years, and the guy's name was Chuck. He looked at him with tears strolling out of his eyes, because tears often do stroll. Did you know that, boys and girls? They don't just roll, they stroll. Tears have feet. Look closer next time you cry. Peekaboo. One more? Okay. Oh, I remember this one. This one's a special one for Halloween. You ready? Up on the lonely hill sat an old decrepit house. How exactly does a house sit? It creaked and it moaned in the fall breezes and winds. No one ever went up to the old house because they were scared. I would be too. I can almost hear the wind blowing now. Whoosh, whoosh. Creepy. The neighborhood kids got together on the eve before Halloween. And they said, "Okay, $20 to the kid who goes up and knocks on that door." They said, Another kid said, "No way." And then the new kid, Booney, he said, "I'll do it." And everybody went, "What?" Booney said, "I'm not afraid. Give me the $20. They said, "No, sir. You have to go knock on the door first." So he went up the hill. Clippity-clop, 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 clippity-clop. He had 4 legs. He slowly started to walk to the house, the wind blowing ever stronger. His steps began to slow. Goose pimples started to appear on his skin. Why do they call them goose pimples? He stepped up in front of the door. The wind blowing through the house made a moaning sound. He clenched his fist, raised his hand up to knock, and then he pressed the doorbell. And a very nice lady named Agnes let him in, and they had punch. Isn't it nice, boys and girls, that story would end so happily? I think so. Did you know that the wind is actually farts from birds?